Tonight's WWE RAW comes from San Antonio, Texas, and with WrestleMania 42 just 33 days away, this is one of the most important Monday night episodes of the entire year. The show goes live on Netflix at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, from the Frost Bank Center. 4 matches are officially on the card, and WWE is promising considerably more on top of that. Before we get into any of it, the date has to be addressed, because March 16th in professional wrestling carries a specific meaning that no other date on the calendar does, 3/16. On June 23, 1996, Steve Austin won the King of the Ring tournament by defeating Jake Roberts, grabbed the microphone, and delivered the line that changed the direction of this entire industry. Austin 3:16 says, "I just whipped your ass." One sentence, a parody of the Bible verse John 3:16, and it converted Austin from a talented mid-carder into the anti-authority symbol that defined the next several years of WWE. That promo gets credit as the starting gun for the Attitude Era, the period when WWE stopped chasing family audiences and built something rawer and more confrontational. Austin 3:16 became one of the best-selling t-shirt lines in company merchandise history, and 30 years later, the phrase still draws a reaction from anyone who grew up watching this product. This year, the date hits differently, because 2026 marks the 30th anniversary of that King of the Ring moment, and tonight, Raw is running in San Antonio, which is as close to Steve Austin's home territory as you can get. He was born in Austin, grew up in Victoria, and has lived just south of San Antonio for years. His city, his crowd, his date on the calendar. So the question every fan had going into today was whether Stone Cold would walk through that curtain tonight, and Austin answered it himself this morning in an exclusive interview with Sports Illustrated, confirming he will not be in that building. WWE staffers reportedly had conversations and were hopeful he'd appear, but he turned it down. When asked why fans should tune in anyway, his answer was exactly what you'd expect. Man, they should tune in because they love WWE and Monday Night Raw. His last Raw appearance was the 2020 version of 3/16 Day, which took place at an empty performance center with no crowd because of COVID. His next confirmed WWE appearance is the WWE World Fan Convention in Las Vegas during WrestleMania 42 week, April 18th and 19th. The show doesn't need him to deliver tonight, but 30 years after he changed this business with 3 numbers and 1 line, his shadow is still over that arena even when he isn't in it. Now into the card itself, and the match carrying the most weight tonight is AJ Lee defending the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Bayley in a rematch that is nearly 13 years in the making. Lee won that title at Elimination Chamber in February by defeating Becky Lynch, completing a return to WWE after being away since 2015. She came back to SmackDown in Chicago alongside her husband CM Punk, and within weeks she was competing for and winning championships. Tonight is her first defense. Bayley earned the shot on March 9th in Seattle by winning a 6-woman gauntlet match, beating 5 opponents back-to-back, including Io Sky, Lyra Valkyria, Asuka, Raquel Rodriguez, and Ivy Nile. That #1 contendership was earned the hard way. The layer that makes this more than just a good title match is the history between these two women. AJ Lee and Bayley have been close real-life friends throughout the entire decade that Lee was away from WWE, and the only time they ever shared a ring before tonight was July 11th, 2013 on NXT, where Lee defeated a very young Bayley in a 5-minute match. One match, 13 years ago. Bayley described the experience to Fox News Digital this way: "Man, it's so weird. I remember 13 years ago getting that text that I would be wrestling AJ Lee for the Divas title, and I had just started my character stuff on NXT. I remember that seeming like, what do you mean? What am I? Why? What? This can't be possible." On her motivation for tonight, she added, "I would love, love, love to win this championship because I have to finish my Grand Slam role." AJ Lee has publicly called Bayley her dream match opponent, and there's a detail longtime fans have held onto for years. During Lee's final WWE match in 2015, she was spotted wearing Bayley's "I'm a Hugger" merchandise, before they were publicly close, before there was any championship program. That small moment stuck, and now here they are with a title between them. Watch what happens after this match closely, because Becky Lynch has been showing up on Raw since Elimination Chamber and protesting her loss to Lee, accusing both Adam Pearce and referee Jessica Carr of corruption. The Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer has reported that a Lee versus Lynch match for WrestleMania 42 is close to being officially confirmed. A Becky Lynch appearance after tonight's title defense would write that story almost automatically. Brock Lesnar also returns tonight, and the build-up to this appearance has been one of the more chaotic storyline sequences of the past month. On February 23rd in Atlanta, Lesnar and Paul Heyman issued an open challenge to the entire locker room for WrestleMania 42. Nobody answered. And then on March 2nd in Indianapolis, a masked Seth Rollins attacked Heyman with a chair and stomped him, and LA Knight showed up and drove Heyman away in an ambulance. Michael Cole officially announced Heyman out indefinitely on the March 9th Raw. Lesnar has been absent since. The challenge has gone unanswered, and tonight he returns for the first time with WrestleMania 33 days out and still no opponent named.
PW Insider's Mike Johnson has reported that WWE insiders believe Oba Femi is the likely challenger, while both Rollins and Knight carry obvious narrative motivation based on what they did to Heyman. Gunther has been widely discussed among fans, but Johnson specifically noted that no one he spoke with believes that's the actual direction. And closing out the big stories tonight, Roman Reigns returns to Raw for the first time since CM Punk said something on March 2nd that crossed a line most people in professional wrestling don't cross.